His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, ably represented here today by the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Abakaleki, the Honorable Minister of State for Works, my brother Prince Adeya, the Unit Manager of the Road Sector Development Team of the Federal Ministry of Works, the Managing Director of Infrastructural Nigeria Limited, very ably represented here by Dr. Chaudhry, the Regional Manager of PW, Mr. John Crow, His Royal Highness Igwe Okonweze Ochola from Bulldozer Minister, and other traditional rulers here present, directors and staff of the Federal Ministry of Works, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed delighted to be here today to commission the recently rehabilitated 240-kilometer Enugu Abakaleki Ogoja Junction Econ Ofom Cameroon border road. This event is not only historic but consistent with the efforts of my administration to deliver good quality roads in all the geopolitical zones in Nigeria. In addition, it underscores our commitment to the NEMPAD road program for the Lagos-Mombasa Trans-Africa Highway, and indeed all other regional roads, with the broad goal of achieving regional growth and integration of the African continent. As a road linking Enugu in Nigeria with Bamenda in Cameroon, this road helps to bring our two countries more closely together with freer movement of persons, goods, and services. It will be recalled that following the resolution of the border dispute between Nigeria and Cameroon by the International Court of Justice, measures were taken to boost confidence and improve relations between our two countries. One such measure was to undertake a joint project, hence the signing of a memorandum of understanding to implement the Bamenda Cameroon Enugu Nigeria Transport Facilitation Program. Under the framework of the Memorandum of Understanding, Nigeria and Cameroon sought and received a soft loan in a tripartite agreement with the African Development Bank. In that arrangement, Nigeria was to rehabilitate the Enugu Abakaleki Ogoja Junction Ecom Ofom Road section in Nigeria, while Cameroon was to rehabilitate the road section from Bamenda to the border at Ekok. The ECOWAS Commission was also given responsibility to oversee the construction of a new bridge and a joint border post at Ufom on the Nigeria side of the border. I'm glad to state that Nigeria has already completed a section of the road. This is why we have gathered here today to formally commission the road. I have no doubt that as Cameroon completes its own section and ECOWAS completes the joint border post and the new bridge, the entire road will be transformed into a veritable economic corridor, being the gateway between the ECOWAS sub-region and that of the Economic Community of Central Africa states. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, what we are witnessing today is part of the massive transformation in the road sector, which is a key component of my administration's transformation agenda aimed at radically improving the socio-economic well-being of our citizens. As I commission this road today, I wish to commend all those who have contributed towards its realization. I wish to appreciate the efforts of the Honorable Minister of Works and his team, our development partners, the World Bank and African Development Bank, not only for the funding support, but also for their oversight functions, which ensured that the project was procured and completed in accordance with international best practice. Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the singular honor and privilege to commission the rehabilitated 240 kilometers Enugu, Abakaleki, Bulldozer Junction, Ikom, Ofon, Cameroon border road to the glory of God and for the good of our country people. And now invite His Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, ably represented by the Commissioner for Work and other dignitaries, led by the Honorable Minister of State for Work, to accompany me to do the formal commissioning. Thank you.
The Executive Governor, the distinguished traditional ruler,
It's too tight now. It's too close. Let's go back. Everyone will say.
Rates in commemoration of the commissioning of Enugu, Abakaleki, Bulldozer Junction, Ikom, Ofon Road, Enugu, Ebonyi, and Cross River States. Contract number FRODP/2010/ICP/W/01. Contract number FRODP/2010/ICP/W/02. Contract number NCHP/Works/001 by His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Commissioned today, 3rd of March 2015, to the glory of God and for the service of our countrymen and women.
Go. So I wanted to highlight the funding mechanism for this project.
Well, like I said during the speech, when the Honorable Minister of State for Work was giving his speech, he did mention that this all-important project that link Nigeria with the Cameroons, starting from Enugu through Abakaleki, Ogoja Junction, Ikom, and Umfam, is part of the Trans-Africa Highway project, as part of the confidence building mechanism between Nigeria and the Cameroon, following what happened, we are all aware, after the Bakassi Peninsula episode. So, and the African Development Bank and the World Bank collaborated with the government of Nigeria and with the government of the Cameroon to ensure that this part of the Trans-Africa Highway between Nigeria and the Cameroon was rehabilitated and indeed reconstructed, because the road was in a very bad shape. And to the glory of God, today the road has just been commissioned by President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. I'm representing him in that capacity, and I'm glad to say that this road, it was in terms of funding, the funding mechanism that was put together for this road. Like I said, the federal government of Nigeria collaborated with Africa Development Bank and the World Bank to bring this road into being. There was a soft IDA facility which was applied on this road. This road was executed at a total cost of about 31 billion naira. It's a 240 kilometers road, starting from Enugu all the way to the borders with the Cameroon, through Abakaleki, Ogoja Junction, Ikom, and Umfam in Nigeria. So we are glad that we were able to finish this project in record time. This project was started under the first tenure of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and was completed within that first tenure. So it's a thing of joy, unlike the narrative that we have had in this country, where you start a road 10 years after you are not even sure of completing it. In fact, this road was completed on schedule, and it had a completion time frame of an average of about 2 years, really, because the section we are commissioning, the section from Enugu to Abakaleki and from Ogoja Junction to Ikom were actually flagged off in 2012, towards the end of 2012, and we have just commissioned them. They have truly been completed since last year, and we only commissioned today. So we are very glad that this road has been brought to a very quick completion, and the journey between Cameroon to Nigeria, particularly from the Cameroon borders to Enugu, that used to take about 8 hours, can now be done in 3.5 hours, or maximum of about 4 hours. So that is part of the objective of the transformation agenda of Mr. President in the road sector, to reduce travel times between origin and destination, and also help weigh the oils of our economy. This will promote border trade between Nigeria and Cameroon. It will also promote a lot of activities. And while the Minister of State was speaking, you heard when he said a lot of community projects were done on this corridor. This particular road project was community friendly. In other words, it also, as part of the 31 billion naira expended on this road, part of that was expended on community friendly projects like health centers, like processing plant for agricultural produce, like schools, town halls, water boreholes, and all that of communities along this road, even including markets where economic activities take place. So it's been a thing of joy, and it's a good example for us moving forward on how to be socially responsible to the community where